The Volturi, the very evil coven of vampires that live in the Twilight Saga. They spread supernatural myths that are entirely fabricated. They basically lie to humans. Their purpose to disguise the existence of vampires. The Volturi give humans a false sense of control over the supernatural with these false myths. And the Volturi believe keeping the existence of vampires secret makes hunting easier for them, basically killing humans easier for them. Vampires are burned by the sun. Well, as the Twilight Saga revealed, only their true nature is exposed by the sun. The sun does not harm vampires, but humans can see them for what they are. They can tell that they are not human. That's how Edward was going to commit suicide in New Moon. He'd simply walk out into the sun. Everyone would see he was not human, and the Volturi would consider that unforgivable. Vampires are always unconscious during daylight hours. Complete myth. The Volturi has spread that misinformation because they are completely awake during daylight and nighttime hours. They're not nocturnal. Vampires have fangs. Obviously, Jacob asked Bella in Eclipse if he had fangs and why don't they bother you? And she got very put out. Edward Cullen does not have fangs. Vampires can assume the form of a bat. None of the Cullens transform into bats. So that's very funny. That was a myth entirely. Vampires have no reflection. Obviously, in the Twilight Saga, they have a reflection. Bella looks at herself in the mirror many times, and Edward and Alice Cullen, all of them, they don't have any problem with a mirror. You can see them in the mirror. And one time Bella asked Edward, if I take a picture of you, will you come out in the photograph? And he just laughs. So it is a complete myth. Vampires can be harmed by crosses, holy water, and garlic. Unfortunately, Carlisle Cullen found out the hard way that all these traditional defenses against vampires did not work. So it is another myth perpetrated by the Volturi. Vampires must have permission to enter a house. Well, as we find out in the Twilight Saga, Edward Cullen enters Bella Swan's house many times. He never needs permission from Charlie Swan. She opens the window for him and everything, and he slips in. And vampires do not need permission to enter a house. Vampires can be killed by a wooden stake stabbed into their hearts. That is also a complete myth perpetrated by the Volturi, because the vampires are made of marble. The only things that can kill them are werewolves and fire. The Volturi have to overpower a vampire, tear them apart, and burn them. A stake would not work in causing any damage. It would no likely just destroy the stake if a human tried it. So yes, my Twilight friends, these were all myths perpetrated by the Volturi in the Twilight Saga. If any of you are curious, you can read the Twilight Saga, the official illustrated guide. The Volturi are actually the ones responsible for putting this in the consciousness of humans and promoting propaganda that they have ways of destroying vampires, when the truth is it's very difficult to kill real vampires in the Twilight Saga.